Oh, I'm wearing my NASA shirt. This is the Voyager, my Voyager shirt. Is this all the papers?
That's
I hope that's not all. Who's got the paper clips? Who's got paper clips? Mine. Mine. Ooh, my knee just went out. Okay, all right. Hi, I'm back. So on the calendar, we did this ASS two triangle explanation from a much nicer teacher than me to explain the situation, and then that's what these words are. These words are coincide with what, in a way, but we're gonna do less than what the lady did on the video, and I'll show you what that is. Okay, so here's what it is. This is what we're going to do. We're not going to worry about testing or anything like that. We're going to just go into the question. Again, this program just so not good. But all right, finally went back to this. Another computer error. And you're just going to go ahead and solve. You're just going to go ahead and do this. Don't you have this example? Correct? Right? Correct? There are students in here. They just don't talk to me. Do you have this example, class? Yes. Okay, so you're just going to go ahead and draw it. Now, notice she drew it the same way I did it. And if you're at home eating bonbons and missing another day of school, then watch her video first. And then you can look at my words, what we're actually physically going to do. Which is less. We're going to try to simplify this even more. We've done this all through the years, but I love that video. I love the graphics, and I think it really should help you if you are giving it the old college try. And then B, we're going to put here, and that's what I want to finish my statement. Even she drew a triangle like this, where the first angle given is the lower left, and then that you can really see ASS. Then you can see that whole idea of it, is this side long enough? By the way, she did mention something like this. For any of you high flyers that really do connect things really fast, the fact that this leg is longer than 12, there will absolutely be only one triangle. There is no way this could be flipped to the other side like it was done in the diagram, and I think that kind of makes sense. But don't worry about it. So we're going to go ahead and set up the law of sines. It's sine of 62 over 15 equals, okay, so I got to start labeling my triangle, and I probably should put this in green. Let me convert this to green. So the red is the original, and then green is the new. So it's sine of B. Is that green? That almost looked like blue for a second there. I think it is. And then over 12. Then you should know that I just have to multiply by 12 both sides. That's what she did really fast. This whole idea of just solving simple stuff. We got to get good with that. And then to know that I have to inverse sine this. So I really can't stand doing a computer calculator. It's really hard to do. So make sure your mode is in degrees. Oh, I got to get the camera. Mode is in degrees. So I'll do it this way, second quit. And then this is for those at home. So I missed so many days. Don't know how we get away with it these days. Really part of my blowing my brain apart. Sine of B equals 0.706 ... So hopefully I did everything right. 1612. Okay. And then I have to inverse sine that. So I typed all that in. Get a little glare from my screen. And then second sine that. And you feel free to play along that you can get your own answers as well. And I get angle B equals 44.93. Okay, now wait. I have at least one triangle. What I should have put up here is ASS, special case. You don't have to write all this, but this is what your brain does. I see a bad word. I have to check, are there two triangles? Question mark. So what you should do right away, once I do get one triangle, is draw the second one and test, does it exist? This is for, unless you're a high flyer and you understand the relationship totally, and then you do the 180 minus check. But I want to reiterate that this is angle A still 62, same information given. This is still side A, which is 15. This is still side B, which is 12. All of the information given remains. But is it possible that this side swings over to the other side and makes an obtuse triangle? First of all, it's impossible because that side is too long. But I'll prove it through this test here. What would angle B2 be? And basically, that's what you should call these two, by the way. Angle A2, side A2, side B2. There's a potential second triangle, so they should have subscripts of 2's. It's the supplement of that answer through her glorious explanation. And again, if you're sitting at home and you didn't watch her video and you're watching this, that's how I feel about you because you don't do the things that are make success happen. 135.1 degrees. Now tell me, what's 135.1 plus 62 well over? What angle measure? 180. So you know what that means? There is not enough angle measure to get that third angle. There is not a second triangle. But you still have to go through the test because once you get one with ASS, there may be two. But there isn't. So we're done. Now we go back to the first triangle and find all the rest of the information. So what's angle C? You know what? I'm not going to bore you with writing it on the calculator or writing it on the paper, and I don't want you to either. You just do 180 minus these other two angle measures. I do have this first triangle, so now I have to complete it. Oh, let's just do 44.93. And I get 73.07. Man, I'm writing bad. 73.07. I could have just put 1, but a 0.1, but we're keeping going with this. Then you just have one more thing to solve, side C. Side C is the law of sines. Again, since this triangle doesn't exist, I'm going to put my work over here. Sine 73.07 divided by C, going to be a little off the page, equals that given sine 62 over 15. Remember this conundrum because when we go to the law of cosines tomorrow, they're going to be really careful in using the law of cosines because of this problem. It's very simple, but it's, And then again, I shouldn't have to teach senior how to cross multiply. Okay, it's going to be 15 times this, and then have these switch like in the the get tricky with the video. So you're going to end up dividing by sine 62. So it's 15 times sine 73.07. I just press enter. Then I divide by sine 62. And then that is a side measure. So C equals, that does make sense. It's bigger than the other sides, 16.3. And then I don't have any units, so I'll just put U there. So the first triangle exists, and I just have the first triangle's information. Oh, fine. And then I found side or angle C up here. I just did 180 minus. So there's the three missing parts of just one triangle. Now, you do not have this example on your paper. So if you just want to watch, go ahead. I inserted the two triangle example in the place of this one. Okay, so just watch. Just watch. Watch when you don't have a triangle. Again, if you follow what I do, you're going to put the lower left corner as the angle. So angle A, nope, sorry, that's angle B. Not bad. So we're going to put angle B here now, 5540. I'm going to cheat. I typed this on the calculator in my last class. I'm going to use that stuff. Side B, 8.94, and then side A. First of all, don't ever do this, but just listen to me for a second, and I'll put meters on later. Think about these lengths. First of all, 55, probably didn't do that justice. 55 is kind of more open. It's like bigger than a 45. And then think about this arm. This is actually 25. This is 3 times as long as 8, right? Or almost 9. Maybe not quite 3 times as long. So this is super long, and then this is short. Do you think it's going to be long enough to complete the enclosure? Yes or no? You're going to prove it this way. It's very simple. Set up the law of sines. Just do it. You don't even have to think about that. By the way, how do I do 55 degrees, 40 minutes? What do I do for 40? 40 over, 40 over, 40 over. I'll keep saying it until someone says something. 40 over 60 divided by 8.94 equals, it's angle A this time, so sine of A over 25.1. And then same thing, multiply 25.1 times sine 55 plus 40 over 60, then divide that by 9.4. And then I'm going to go ahead and cheat. Second quit, and then I'll zoom this out. So I went ahead and did that. 25.1 times sine of 55 plus 40 over 60, bang, then divided by 8.94. So I'll write that on the paper. Sine of theta equals, or sine of A equals, I think it was 2.318. First of all, you should know what the problem is right away. In trig, can sine of an angle ever be greater than 1? Yes or no? No. So that's the proof why this ends up being a calculator error when we actually do this. We should kind of know that from our no calculator scenario. So that's great. Actually, on your worksheet, there's 11 questions on the worksheet, and I did at least 2 of those where you got an error. That means there's no triangle. Her previous video that she was talking about, she explained that further, but I kind of explained that during hers. You know, how you could get no triangle if I change some numbers in some of her givens. You don't have to worry about any of it. You set up the law of sines. If you get an error, as long as you didn't make a mistake in your calculations, it's not a triangle. And then you do have this one, right? Oh boy, my friends, do you hear my friends going off here? I'm in a friend text thing and turn it down here. Yep, same old, same old. Okay, oh boy, my power is low. I got to move over here. Sorry. This is kind of interesting, though. You have the screen right behind me. My big fat head gets in the way no matter what. There we go. Okay. Oh, I need a power cord. Same. Get that hood off. You're not in the gang, sir. All right, here we go. Sorry they had to be in the video. All right, here we go. No hoods in school. 55.3. Now, you're probably try to really work on your space here. Did I give you a lot of space on the bottom of this page? Okay, there's going to be 2 answers. All right, I'm just going to give you, so try to give you a heads up on your spacing. A, side A, and I yelled at him because it was the second time I had to tell him to get his hood off. It is a little chilly in here, though. All right, and then B, because I'm going to put B here and then understand what you guys have to understand. This is an A, then an S, then an S. Could there be 2 triangles? Question mark. We have to check. You may get none. Just happened on our last example. So you are going to go to the calculator. I'm going to turn this into green, and you're going to write this down for work. 75 sine of 55.3 over 22.8 equals sine of B over 24.9. And then I'm just doing this on this calculator. I think I've already done it, but it's super fast for me to type on this one. So you multiply by 24.9, 24.9 times sine of 55.3, press enter, and then just leave the 22.8 down there. It's already down there. So divided by 22.8. Well, now I get a nice number, 0.8. I'll write that down. And then just to reiterate, is this the one where I inverse sine? Yes. You should know that from Math 2 and actually from what we did in January. So inverse sine, second sine, second answer, and then you get angle B is 63 points. Let's just make it 0.9. Okay, and then just all my calculations there. I don't know, freeze the screen. That means this triangle exists. But now your job in an ASS scenario is draw a line in the sand and say to yourself, does this triangle exists. I'm going to go back to red and slant it a little bit more because it's hard to draw. Because this is the obtuse version. 55.3 doesn't change. 22 does not change, but call this A2 and A2 because it's your second triangle. And I am telling you it is going to exist, but this is B2 because little b2 is still 24.9. What you do right away is, what's the relationship between this and this? 180. They're supplementary. So right away I do 180 minus this answer, 180 minus A and S, and I end up getting 116. I'm going to do this way. 116.1 degrees. Does this leave enough angle measure for the third angle? Yes or no? Yes. That means the second triangle is a go. And now I have to solve for two different triangles. And I might as well find that now. This is where you got to toggle back and forth. Where am I going? I think you want to finish this one off to prove it exists. 116, I'll just do 0.1 minus 55.3. Yes, there's a little sliver of 8.6 degrees here. So now that's that second unique triangle. And now you choose to solve whoever. All right? So that's angle C2. So now let's go back up to here and do C1. This is 180 minus the 55.3 minus the 63.9. That's 60.8. And then law of sines. Little c1 is sine of 60.8 over c1 equals given sine of 55.3. Always go with the given to solve future questions. And then this is literally, switch these. You're going to divide by sine 55.3 22 times. So it's 22.8 times sine 60.8. Enter, divided by sine 55.3. All that on the calculator. And you end up with 24.2. So C1 is a longer measure. And were there any measures given? Feet. Good. The angles are in degrees. These are in feet. Now I have to come over here and find C2, which is a much smaller angle measure. And certainly C2 will be smaller than C1. You could see that physically. And then still equals the given. Okay, multiply, switch these two. So it's 22.8 times sine 8.6. Press enter, then divide by the sine of 55.3. Press enter. Much smaller answer. C2 is a smaller length because of the acute triangle being pushing that angle closer to angle 2. Very simple thing. So the best thing that can happen to you is for, the lazies that don't want to do work, you get no triangle. Go set it up, get an error. Hey, no triangle. All right. Second best is you get a triangle and then the second one doesn't exist. So then you just can continue with the first triangle. And then this is the worst. All right. Now look at your worksheet that I put there. I literally told you in number 3, there's 2 triangles. So go ahead and just start, make your drawings accordingly. And then I'm really making you understand. Then after in the future, you have to know to do the test when you're given ASS. So you got to make sure what you're given. Because actually when we go to law of cosines, you really should be denoting what do I have? And then which one do I use? And that's just a rule that you should be going through. Okay, I don't have my mouse, so this is the power issue.